We're back with the bad vibe with Dwight and Jeremy.
This is episode 110.
Yeah.
1010.
1010. I wish.
People used to say that shit like, what was it? 2010 or something like that?
Yeah, I remember people being like, when it turned, like I was in high school when it was like getting to the year 2000, people were like, how are we going to say it? Like, we'll figure it out.
Was it like, they would say it's like 201?
Yeah, I remember people saying like 20, like, because like they'll say like 2001, which, I mean, it is 2001, but you sound like a fucking retard.
Yeah, like, it was weird at first, 2001, 2002. You wouldn't say that. When it was like 2010, it's when it was like, okay.
Now it's 2020, and it's like weird.
Yeah.
It's crazy that we're alive in 2020.
That's fucking
If you'd have told us when we were
we're in the future.
Yeah.
That's the way you look at it. You're all like, damn it.
And it looks like a future movie out there right now.
Yeah, it does. It looks pretty, it looks like the kind of post-apocalyptic movie.
Stock market's in a free fall. Fucking people are just falling over dead.
Oh, shit.
I love those kind of movies. And so now that all this is going on, I'm like, I have to like, when people are talking about it, I'm like, man, it sucks, right? But in the back of my head, I'm like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, you give like a bad story you heard, hoping to hear even worse from them, right?
I'm faking emotions. I'm like, man, I just hope Granny's okay.
The guy's like, everyone in my family's died of it. You're like, that's sad, man. As you turn away, you're like, yes.
I'm squaring him up like it's a movie. I'm putting my hands up. Yeah, but we're like, oh, I hope Granny's okay. Meanwhile, a couple of weeks ago on this podcast, we said we would let somebody kill Granny if we could eat Reese's.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And now it's like...
A Chinese person's like, gotcha.
Yeah. He's like, you want Reese's?
Anyways, all right, so this whole, like, COVID-19, it was coronavirus. That sounds a lot cool, rolls off the, but COVID-19...
COVID.
Now it sounds worse.
Well, it sounds like something that'll really kill you.
Yeah, it sounds like something off of a movie. I think Corona's like, passing a couple beers off to the higher ups to say, hey, start calling this something else.
They're
man.
like, you can't call this after our beer. I mean, like anything else.
They're like, all right, Corona wasn't made in China, right? They're like, it's made in Mexico.
But wouldn't it be funny if there was some kind of cross, like a tick got Corona, and then when it bites you, you get Corona and lime?
Really?
You know what I mean?
That's ridiculous.
I don't know.
That's pretty bad. But I've heard a couple of things where it did come from them eating bats, and then I've heard from other things saying that it's been around for a lot longer.
It's bats.
You know what I mean?
I think the last thing I heard was, I heard it wrong, and I repeated it a few times like a fucking retard. I heard, and this is what I thought, was that they said a bat bit a penguin. And I was like,
What? How?
I know, that's what I thought.
They're not even in the same, environment.
That's what I thought. That was like a bat bit a penguin.
Yeah, that's why.
And I repeated that a few times, and then I looked into it, and it's a pangolin. It's a different kind of animal.
You've been telling people.
I've told a couple of people.
So it's been spreading around.
Yeah.
Gladly not as fast as the actual coronavirus itself has been spread.
You know that, like, a lot of the country is on lockdown. Me and you, they can't lock us down because we're essential because we're media, right?
Yeah.
And I'm media telling people a penguin is spreading this disease.
This is where people are getting their news. They're like, this just in. Right?
Penguins. Penguins are out to get you.
Penguins and bats.
But I heard
that. Batman, right? And then the penguin.
If the Joker gets it, we're all fucked.
Oh, shit.
But I heard that, and I was like, a penguin? And instead of, listening back or whatever, I was just like, I told somebody at work.
Michael Keaton bit, Danny DeVito. And that's where it happens.
Yeah, but I was just like, I don't know, a bat ate a penguin or something, and everybody's like, really?
A bat ate a whole penguin?
I'm like,
was it a baby penguin?
A big bat?
Was it like penguin placenta? Right?
But it's pangolins or something. It looks like an armadillo.
What?
Apparently, that and a bat were real close together in one of those weird markets they have in China.
Fucked?
No, I think they
were real close together. Partners is what they like to be called.
It's like they were in the same cage at the market. They were just gay for the stay.
Oh shit!
But it was something it's a creepy ass looking animal. And then I was like, well, why is that at this market? And it's like Chinese people grind up the scales and make boner pills out of it. I'm like, these people need to be stopped
at the market.
Yeah,
what
you know.
the hell? These guys are like, they need a hard-on so bad, they're going to the market to buy some fucking scales.
I mean, it does something. It makes your hair shiny. I'm telling you, like Chinese people need shinier hair, you know? But,
Yeah.
their hair's so shiny, they're all squinting because of the fucking glare. But,
That's stupid.
it's not below me to make, like, to make a hacky racist joke. I feel like right now, if you hate crime to a Chinese person, or, you know, anybody from over there looking, everybody'd be like, yeah, I get it.
Anybody from there over there looking.
You know what I mean.
Wow.
Once you get past India and they start squinting a lot, they're and then people are like, you shouldn't be racist. It's like, I'm not really racist. But if you have a cage that has a bat in it next to a cage with whatever a pangolin is, I mean, you're gonna get picked on. Especially if that fucking ends our civilization.
Yeah, Batman and Penguin, you know, get into a fight or whatever. All right, so Italy. How did Italy get hit, like, so bad? Did they just, like, get there first? Like, maybe that was the first biggest outbreak? Or did they just not have very good,
I think it's too many spicy meatballs.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's why.
See, I was thinking maybe, like, Italian food just goes really good with Corona. But
I don't know what happened in Italy. They fucked up. Something went terribly wrong there.
like,
one thing I
maybe
read is-
just their healthcare isn't that good?
Well, one thing I read is that their population is very old. Like, they have a lot of old people. Bunch of old guineas over there.
Not anymore, right?
No, clean that up.
It's like 20 and under. Right? It's like the new, like, destination for spring breakers, right?
Now Italy just looks like, you know, remember the
Like, we have
island?
plenty of houses available.
The movie The Island with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Oh, yeah.
That's just Italy now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there's a bunch of houses with like weird little knickknacks and shag carpet.
Rocking chairs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Just wipe off the surfaces.
Oh, wow.
But, dude, here's what I was thinking. So, we joke on here, and sometimes our jokes make it seem as though we're bad people. But maybe we are. The nation is on a lockdown, and what did you do?
What?
What did you do?
Oh, all right. Well, this was at the beginning of it.
No, everybody's going to die. The stock market's crashing. Stay at home. What'd you do?
I went on a 5-state RV trip.
The exhaust coming out of your truck.
One of the states being the biggest one.
The exhaust coming out of your truck is just coughs. Like, you were just spreading it. You were just spreading it like a sophomore on prom night.
we went to a lot of different places, but
So you went out and got your kicks out on Route 66.
yeah.
And I was like making fun of you to our sister. I was like, look, he's whatever. And I started thinking, like, I was real sick for 5 days. Fever, cough, you know, the stuff they say. And towards the middle end of my sickness, I needed something from the store, and I was like, fuck it. So I went to the store, and there was this little old lady. I'm talking like...
Damn, she's dead now.
You
know that, right?
I know.
She's dead now.
If you casted a movie and you're
everybody's like, my grandma went to the store.
No, she was working there. I bet you know her.
All right, and then it's her fault.
I bet you know her.
It's her fault if she's working at a store and she's old.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Bad life choices. Why didn't you retire a long time ago? Right?
You should have planned it, you dumb whore.
She's like, one of these days, someone's going to get sick, cough on me.
Think about it.
While I'm like checking in their groceries.
The Spanish flu didn't get her.
Hold on, what were you buying?
War. I don't want to say.
This might be way better.
I don't want to say.
Is it something you shouldn't have even had to go for?
It was ice cream.
Oh, shit.
I wanted ice cream because I got this craving. One time I got real into ice cream sandwiches one time, several years ago. And I would just get them every once in a while. And then one time I got one and I tasted it, and it was like the first time you jerked
left
off.
during the quarantine to get ice cream.
Anyway, it's the cookies and cream ice cream sandwich. And we had ice cream sandwiches at home, but not cookie and cream.
Damn.
And I was like, I really want one. So I was just feeling good enough to eat. I hadn't eaten in like 2 days.
Yeah. So cookies and cream ice cream sandwich is the first thing you eat when you can eat.
When I have fever and an empty stomach.
When you've been dying.
Yeah. And so I went in the store, and there's like I said, it was like
COVID-19 flavors. Oh shit!
So I was like finally feeling better, and I was just like, I'm going. But I remember thinking when I went, I drove over. You know, I wear sunglasses anytime I drive, and I took them off to go in the store. And I was like, I probably should have left them on. I got huge bags under my eyes. My face was like pale, like
You
white.
look like a zombie walking through The Walking Dead.
I was all sweaty and like pale and like bloodshot eyes. Fucking hands were shaking. I looked terrible. And this little sweet old lady, Did you
pay with cash?
Oh yeah.
She's definitely dead.
No. She was sweeping up.
Oh, okay.
I didn't touch her, but I walked by her and I saw her look at me like she knows the end is nigh. She called her she's on the phone with her priest, like she's getting her shit right with God right now. And so
you might not even made it home that night.
she probably didn't, dude. Somebody swept her up at the end of the night. She just crumbled like the fucking Avengers at the end of Endgame or whatever. But she if you want to imagine what she looks like, she looked like, you know, the lady that owns Tweety Bird?
Oh gosh.
But skinny.
Oh wow.
Like real skinny. And she was just a sweet old lady with white hair, just sweep it up, and yeah. But I don't know that I had the, whatever, but I was, for 4 or 5 days, I had fever and a little bit of a cough. I puked, though. That's why I was like, maybe it's not it.
Yeah.
And then my wife was like, well, you could have just puked because maybe like fever and you had like because it was right after I puked. And I only puked once. It wasn't like the whole time I was sick I was puking. But I just like stayed on the fucking recliner and sweated and shivered for like 4 or 5 days. But I'm fine now.
Wow.
I don't know if that old lady can say the same.
Yeah.
I purposely didn't breathe towards her though.
Yeah, so then when you did exhale, it was an extra deep one.
Yeah, it was like a nice hot one. Right in the face of her coworker.
Who gave it to her later when they're punching out.
So my hands
Right? He's like, hey, whatever, I'll give you a ride home. Right? He's like, hey.
I'd like to think if she did die from it, that she caught it from him from blowing him on the way home or something.
Oh, wow.
This little old lady. And he's like this big fat loser looking guy. I feel like...
Too bad this one wasn't sexually transmitted, right? You really find out what horror countries there are out there.
And then you find out you're
why is
it only killing 80-year-olds?
Yeah, you're like, damn it. These fucking nursing homes are hopping, right?
Brittle boners are putting in some work.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't think I had it or anything, but I did wait until I didn't have fever anymore when I went to get the ice cream, but barely. It was I checked, it was 99.6, close enough. I'm out. And I went. But people are going to hear this.
Once I get that ice cream, my temperature will go down.
I know, and it did. I don't know if it's a coincidence or maybe it saved my life.
You're like, maybe that's the cure?
Yeah. They're like cookies and cream.
Old person's like, fuck, I'm diabetic and have fucking coronavirus.
They just said there with no feet and fucking ice cream next to them.
Oh, shit.
I feel like if you're going to amputating off of an 85-year-old's probably not hard.
No.
Their bones, you just snap them in half. It's like a wishbone in a turkey. The doctor each pulls one side. It's like, oh, you get 10 years of good luck or whatever.
Then walking through the yard with it, looking for water. I don't have those little sticks, but it looked like the same thing.
They use that old lady's hip bones as a divining rod. There's gold in these here hills. There's gold in these hills.
So, anyways, this coronavirus thing, when do you think this is going to end?
I don't know, dude. I listened to a podcast today, and this lady came on. She was some type of expert. And,
Nobody fucking.
She was like, here's how much nobody knows. The guy asked her, and she's like, my best guess is best case scenario, a month, worst, a year.
God, that's a big difference.
Yeah. A month is I'm going to have to cut back. A year is we're going to be living in the car.
Yeah.
It's I'm still going to work because I work
Trump
alone.
Yesterday said that, he's going to extend it another 30 days.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
The world...
Somebody said that they're going to end up doing a 2-week, mandatory, everyone stay home. Well, how are you going to do that? Fucking power's going to shut off?
Yeah, but they have essential, and they right now there's essential and us media people.
Mm-hmm. I'm essential.
Yeah, well, I don't know that I'm essential, but I work by myself in the middle of nowhere. So
yeah, my we got papers showing that we're essential, so we pretty much have to go.
Well, my wife said that if it gets to where it's that kind of shutdown, then you get a red card if you're essential. So if you're out and about, you got to show your fucking papers. Your grandpa
I heard
loved
that like Houston is like a ghost town. Like,
Dude.
they have like curfews and shit. They're like real early.
We saw. I was watching the news or something, and it was the weather, and they were showing like Galveston, and they showed like the seawall, and dude, nobody. You know
That's time to go.
That's what I said. That's where we should go.
Yeah, and they're all like, "Hey, why are you doing out?" They're like, "What am I gonna do? Well, who am I gonna catch it from?"
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You're like, he's like, "I'm gonna catch it to you because you're here."
There's no people here, or bats, or penguins. We're good.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like, penguins? Right?
I can't. This isn't a joke. I'm embarrassed how many people I said penguins to.
They walked off the like psycho.
Like they got fucking retarded.
Or they're like, I thought it was bats. Right?
I didn't know there was another animal that sounded so much like penguin, or I would have checked again. I heard something that sounded like penguin. I'm like, nothing else sounds like that.
You're just like, it must have been penguin.
Yeah.
Right. Bats and penguins, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, another thing, when I was on my trip across America during this epidemic,
You're just spreading love.
like somebody had told me, they're like, "Hey, have you been to like a Walmart?" You know, they were like, "Hey,
You're like, yes, I'm white trash."
They're like, "Have you been to like a Walmart recently?" And I was like, "We were at one, but no, not so. No, I didn't notice anything different at it." And then when I went, it was like people were apeshit, like it was Black Friday shopping.
Yeah.
But for like the weirdest shit. Like at first, everyone knows toilet paper and water. That's the big comical thing. Everyone's like, "Oh, all the toilet paper and water. What are they doing with it? What are they going to plan on doing?"
Yeah,
with
all the hacky jokes.
Right, all the stupid jokes. But then it started being like, oh, as soon as they go to the store, because they're like, "I'm going to buy as much toilet paper and water." And they get there and they realize there ain't nothing there. But they came there determined to come home with as much stuff as they can.
With a lot of something.
So they're like, what am I going to get now? So I started looking and I was like, all right, this cereal aisle is wiped out. And then it's like the canned goods, all the pasta stuff, all the meats, all the cheese. And then there was like a picture I took of one thing of bananas sitting on the whole thing of bananas.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, what the hell? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we're on this little trip. We got a RV full of all this, you know, like
You're
snacks
just
and
Chevy
stuff.
Chase out there, and the world's
just
fucking
eating
falling
jerky,
apart.
driving hundreds of miles. I think I drove like almost 3,000 miles on the whole trip. And like, it was like fun times. And there's people like freaking out, going home and hoarding all this shit. Like, what's the weirdest thing you think that someone could
Hoard?
Yes. Like, what's the weirdest thing? Like, they're gonna go to Walmart.
Pickled pig's feet.
Pickles, pig feet.
Yeah. It's not bad. It lasts.
I thought like they're going there. You know what? No one else is gonna get all the lampshades. This guy's got a basket full of like 50 lampshades.
Somebody's hoarding all the queen size fitted sheets.
He's like, we're never going to wash them again. Right?
His wife's like, I bet it's a king.
He's washing them with the Dasani water. He's just like,
He's drying them off with toilet paper.
he'll leave a little piece of paper all over it. But little dingleberries all over your sheet.
Might have them anyway.
Clean dingleberries.
Yeah. Cleanleberries.
But no, I started thinking like, what's like some of the weirdest things? Because like you go on one side of Walmart, everything's like business as usual. You know what I mean? It's not like all this other stuff like normal, like clothes and toys. It's not like all the toy aisles are, you know, destroyed.
Well, that's what I was going to
food
say.
and stuff.
That now there's like a, they're giving us free money or whatever, that thing. So each kid gets like $500. And I told my wife, like, I wonder what Colin's going to just hoard up on like army guys.
They're not going to give it to him. They give it to y'all to take care of him.
He's like $500 worth
Right?
of army guys.
Trump's like, you get $500. Right?
Yeah.
And then like he's going to go and buy stupid shit with it.
I mean, I don't,
He's like gummy worms.
yeah, I mean,
Right?
well,
You're
there's
like,
this,
we'd both get gummy worms. You're like, I'm going to get $1,700 worth.
dude, our sister, her daughter loves candy. And anyway, I went by their house the other day, and she had a gallon-sized Ziploc bag full of gummies.
Gosh.
And it was sitting there, and I was thinking, like, when the looting starts, I'm coming here first.
You're like, it was empty. You're like, and the receipt was sitting next to her.
Yeah.
Right?
But really, I'm thinking, like, I'm throwing a brick through her window and getting those gummies when the looting starts.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the looting.
If that happens, now they're like, we know who did it. No one else knew those gummy bears were here. Right?
I mean, I'm sitting there, like, just fat and, like, grease around my mouth.
I've never been a big fan of gummy worms.
I like them so much that...
Whatever I'm a fan of, I'm a big fan of, I guess. Look at me. But, I mean, of gummy worms, I mean...
I like gummies.
I'm sure, like, someone would try to argue with me, right? They're like, I don't know. You look like you love them.
Yeah, you do look like you like them.
But I really don't. I don't like a lot of candy, really.
We went to there's this mall we go to every once in a while. It's kind of far away, and they have a candy store, and it's like high end gummies and jelly beans and shit like that. And so we grabbed the jar, and we thought it was the however much you could fit in it. It's $6 jar. Mm-hmm. But it was just a regular jar, so it goes by weight. And I was packing it like a cannon at the Alamo, dude. It was full over the top, and I found this like 3.5 foot long gummy snake, and my wife's like, it won't fit. And I was like, that word's not in my vocabulary. I jammed it in there. This thing was so heavy, it was like kind of hard to carry.
And it went by weight?
Yeah.
How much was it?
Dude, it was like $38.
God!
And once you stuff all that shit in there with your grimy hands, it's like, you gotta buy it, you know?
Yeah.
But because she grabbed the wrong jar. There was a jar that was like $6 or $8, however much you can get in it. And I was like, oh, that's a challenge that I will take gladly. It was like seriously, it was like heavy like a brick of gum. It was like a regular sized mason jar.
They give you a dolly to take you back out to your vehicle. Like, are you need help with your bags? You're like, yeah, is Arnold here?
Just two big black guys walk out with it. They got those belt things on. Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, I was jamming it in it. Like, there were flat jelly beans because I was jamming so hard to get so much gummies in there. And I told my wife.
Airtight.
It was. I told my wife, I was like, dude, she doesn't like to scam.
Like, they had to have been able to tell. They're like, all right, this guy, was there not any more jars?
They had to know why I did. They had to know we thought that was as much as you could fit.
That's probably the trick, right?
There might be too, like a weight limit on as much as you can fit in there, and then if it's over 3 pounds of gummies in this tiny jar,
like get 17 pounds of gummies. Right? The max this thing can hold, we thought was 5 pounds. We have to change our formula for how we charge now.
When I got done, when we got
the
done,
glass is breaking, right?
When we got done paying for those gummies, I'm like 51% shareholder in the company.
You squeeze them in there so hard, some of them turn to diamonds.
Yeah, so, but yeah, me and my son love gummies, so when the looting starts, our sister is going down.
You got any more?
Dude,
I think looting is really going to happen?
Well, like, if the shutdown, like where people can't go to work last month, people aren't going to have money. And people are going to panic, dude. People are going to freak out. I told my wife, because she never likes...
Oh, yeah. See, I don't see it because where I work, we haven't, like, skipped a beat at all. We haven't changed our hours. We haven't changed nothing. And it's just, like, all business as usual.
But a lot of people are.
Yeah.
My wife is a fucking nurse, and her hours got cut.
Yeah.
Because she's not at a hospital. So... You know, like I told her, I was like, what if they fire you or something for all this? You know they're hiring nurses at the hospital.
Yeah.
It's dangerous because our daughter, my stepdaughter, works as, like, a nurse at a hospital, and she's outside working. Like, it's weird there already.
Outside?
Yeah, you know when she went...
I saw a thing today saying, like, Trump was, like, reading. Like, it was supposed to be, like, a heartfelt moment. He's, like, talking on you know, but he was, like, looking down with his, like, white eyeballs and orange face. Yeah. He's looking down, and he's, like, reading, and then he would look up for, like, a second, and then look down and read for a while. I'm just like, it's not, like, something he really did today. He's like, today, I went over and something about... He's like, a bunch of my friends even said this, and then he's, like, talking about this other place. It clearly wasn't happening. I mean...
He's like, this country's gonna bounce back, or my name's not...
Yeah.
Donald J. Trump. Like, yeah. He's so clearly reading it. I don't know. You can like Donald Trump for his, like, policies and all that. A lot of people do, and, you know, I don't really give a shit. But you got to admit, he's not the guy you want now. You know what I mean?
He clearly, like, they took too long. Whether it's, like, it's not like it's directly him. Like,
no,
like,
it's definitely not.
They're like, Trump, we need to act now. What do we need to... Nah, let's hold on. You know, we'll hold on.
I'm surprised, I'll say this, that they chose, or currently, are choosing, like, saving old people's lives over the economy. If you'd ask me, like, do you think they'll, like, let it, you know, a decent number of people die, but save the economy? I would say save the economy, and that's not what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're telling everybody to stay the fuck home. Fucking, dude, imagine if you'd have bought toilet paper stock.
Yeah.
A month ago. Mm-hmm. When this shit all bounces back.
It's not like there's, like, one that's, like, shit paper. You know, and then it's like...
Yeah, it was Charmin or whatever.
SHIT is the code for it. But
all the other stocks you have, that should be the code.
no. Anyways, I don't. There's definitely been like negative, like they took too long to act. Like China, haven't had a case in a week or something like that?
I believe that.
You know what I mean?
I don't believe shit.
Yeah, there's like 20 billion people there. They tell us there's one.
Did you see? I saw this thing. I think I heard it on Rogan.
Like they have illegals. You know what I mean? Like you know, there's like white trucks parked out in front of everyone.
They're all aliens.
Yeah,
but
we've covered that on another one.
Yeah, but there was this thing, and who knows? Like, but they said that there are 20 million cell phone users disappeared.
Huh?
Yeah, but it could be because they were switching to 5G and there's like some kind of... But it's like, the first time you read it, you're like, are there 20 million dead gooks over there? Like, is this worse than we think?
20 million people...
Like there was like 20 million like phone accounts are not in use or something. I barely listened, dude. It might have been penguins on the phone. I always hear like the first half of something and run with it.
Yeah. You're like, I don't know, 20 million people like subscribe to something else.
If anybody in the government hears our podcast, they're going to mark us off of being essential real quick. But, dude, you know what? I'll say this, though, for our podcast. You can like it or hate it, or I guess if you're listening, you like it, but I listen.
Click.
Yeah. I listen to a shitload of podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And very few are two people talking who are actually sitting by each other right now. Mm. They're all doing it with Zooms, and they're like, he's at his house, and that guy's at his house, and that girl's at her house, and they're talking through that, and there's like a delay. Mm. Me and you are close enough that if one of us has it, we both have it. It's like if your wife has herpes. You know, if she's got it, you got it. But yeah, so...
Yeah, I'm like, sorry, dude.
Yeah. But it is like, you know... media types, and this isn't like, I'm not blowing my own horn. I know what we are. We make stupid jokes and laugh at each other.
Look, you're blowing each other's horns. Yeah. Look how close you are.
That was episode 69. But like, I know we're not anything special, and we're just like being like retarded, making each other laugh. But as me, like, I'm a podcast listener, and this is the only thing entertainment wise that's coming out now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's TV that's been there and all that.
I heard, though, it's like really fell off.
This is the only thing new coming in right now.
Yeah.
Like, up to, like, what we're telling you is what's happening now. Like, I mean, you know, obviously we're not getting...
I mean, they're like, the penguins thing is new. They're like, this is the first place I heard about penguins.
Breaking news. Right? But it is...
There's been, like, penguin poachers out there.
Yeah, you shouldn't use us as, like, news.
Like, there's people killing penguins because they're trying to spread, you know... Animal rights people are like, oh, well, we could do without penguins. Right? They're like, don't they have their own island? Right? Fuck them, kill them. They could swim over.
They could, or fly.
They're like, it's like 10,000 miles to mainland, but I mean, it's no.
But yeah, we're not news. They're going to be like, just heard Dwight Jeremy's podcast. Now we're opening schools back up. You know, we're nothing like that.
No penguins in Texas. Right?
Stay away from the zoo and you'll be fine.
Stay from the zoo.
Dude, we got bats like a motherfucker at my house. Do y'all have them here?
No. Well, we got them all over town.
We always have bats. I like sitting and watching them, but not in the evenings. Me and my son sit up
in a bowl of soup.
Yeah. I mean, if one like fell over dead in our yard, I'd be tempted to boil it. Because I'm like, if they're risking killing everybody on the planet, how good must that be?
Yeah, no.
You know? But there's no penguins flying around my yard at night, so I can't make
you get it. You just wing it. No. All right. Anyways, so when did this start? Was it in December?
Well, I guess it started over there like in January or something, or December. And then,
dang.
And then, yeah, it started over there like in sometime like January or whatever. But it's not, it's one of those weird ones. Because remember at first everybody around here was like, it's just the flu, who cares? It's just, and now everybody's like, don't leave your house. Like those same people. Mm-hmm. Like whenever there were certain people that when they seemed scared, I started getting like, uh-oh, this might be real. When they canceled sports, I got freaked out.
Yeah, I don't know where I was at, like New Mexico, Colorado, or something like that. And I was listening.
So funny that you were on a road trip.
I was listening to the news. Like there was no radio stations really available, and I was listening to this one, and it was some kind of talk show. And they were talking to this guy he was quarantining himself because he was friends with the NBA announcer guy that like touched all the mics to make a joke of coronavirus.
That was a player.
Oh, was it a player?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed the beginning of it, and they kept talking about it, and then like he ended up getting sick.
Yeah.
So
it was still worth it though.
This guy was like he kept saying like he was in close range with whatever. He was in close range with someone else, and and then like they were talking about who was close and like interviewing people, and if they had interviewed him, they need to be like quarantined.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what the hell, I was looking over at my wife, and I was like, what the fuck? Dude. And there was like, this guy's like, I'm self-quarantining, so I'm watching a lot of Netflix and whatever. And that's what everyone kept saying and making jokes, saying like, all right, well, I'll stay at home. I'll see you in a few months, maybe, when this all kills. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, look, a mountain.
I told my wife, I was like,
there's a moose.
Yeah.
We're just like, look like
I was like, I
traveling.
get the feeling that Dwight doesn't know the world's ending, because you were sending pictures of your kids like with their arms around each other in front of the largest ball of yarn or something, and I was like, the world is crumbling.
We're on like, and I'm like, there's no lines anywhere. It's like we went camping at like state parks and stuff, and you see like 6 people like on a trail. I mean, like, there was camping spots all taken. It's just like out there, you're not exposed to a lot of people. So it's actually, out of all the things you could go out and do, those are things. Trump's like, why would you fucking go, like
what you
1,500 miles away?
What you did would be the best thing if y'all just stayed in y'all's little camper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we stayed the night in that for 11 nights. So, I mean, it's just 10 nights. 10 nights, 11 days. But, it was nice.
Did it smell bad?
No.
Dude, I didn't even tell you because you've been gone so long. My son, your nephew, so this was when it was getting like kind of serious. Mm-hmm. We were at this like lumber store, and we were trying to buy a screen door for our back door. I don't know why. You think you don't want air coming in your house nowadays. But well, anyway, they had them on sale. So anyway, we were there for a while, like haggling over the price.
Somebody was carrying one up against his face?
Yeah. No, it's worse.
Oh.
So I look over at him. You know how you like know him. Mm-hmm. I look over at him. There's like a bin that you get ice cream, like if you want to buy like an ice cream. Mm-hmm. He's licking it.
Oh my God.
And I was like, Colin, what are you doing? And he's like, ha ha. And then looked right in my eyes and licked it real slow. And I was like, are you out of your fucking mind?
Because it had ice cream in it.
Yeah, he thought it was funny. Like, I like ice cream so much, I'm licking this freezer container
that everyone touches with their hands.
Yes, everybody leans on it and checks out what ice cream they have. Everybody. The fact that he didn't, he maybe had it and didn't show. I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then I told him.
Or he had it and then gave it to you.
Yeah, maybe. And then I told him on the way home, I was like, buddy, you can't be like licking stuff. And he's like, ha ha. I was like, it's not funny. Because he knows with me, like, if he can get me to laugh, he's not in trouble. Like, no matter what happened, if he can find a funny angle on it, I'm like, oh, funny's always okay. But I had to, like, sit there and, like, dude, there's people, like, wearing these masks and they're not leaving their house and they're, like, wrapped up in fucking duct tape or whatever. And, like, they're trying everything they can not to catch it, and some of them are still catching it. And that NBA guy that touched all the mics, Colin's like, hold my beer, Yeah. He's like, one-up the shit out of that dude. He licks everything he sees. And he goes to daycare where he's around like all these like strange kids.
He'll go to the hospital. He's like licking counters and stuff, right?
It's like he's licking that weird trash can with the 2 like
the little
crosshairs, biohazard symbol on it.
The strange thing is, the first time, I don't remember like if we were in New Mexico or Colorado. One of those is when I was like,
you don't know which state you were contaminating.
Right? I don't know which one we were in. That we went to like a Walmart to get like more like food and stuff for the RV. Like, I wasn't going crazy like we need all the lampshades or whatever. Yeah. But I mean,
dude, we should just. Do you have the money for that?
What?
Yeah, your hours aren't cut back. We should just go to every Walmart and buy all the lampshades.
That's ridiculous. So no, anyways, I went in there and like. I was like, all right, I told the kids, I was like, don't be touching stuff. Don't put your hands in your face and your mouth or whatever, I was like, because I think that's what you're supposed to do to not get sick.
Yeah, but your kids listen.
I was like, I don't know, right? So anyways, we go in, and there's like people with fucking gloves and masks. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
It looks like they're chasing E.T.
Like I think it was in Colorado, actually, because when we stopped in New Mexico, I saw 2 kids and their dad. And the kids had them on. And I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, oh, they must be like sick, right? Yeah. And I was like, so they're out. They don't want to get other people sick.
That's what the mask is actually for.
You're supposed to have it if you're sick.
Yeah.
And you're going out to get something.
It doesn't really help you that much.
No.
They say the best thing it does really is maybe keeps you from touching your face.
Well,
because it's on, so you kind of don't. You know?
I was walking through, and I had my son next to me. My wife took our daughter. They went to the restroom or something. And me and him were walking. I got the basket. And we're going through, like, the deli or something like that, right? And I'm walking behind this, like, really old man who doesn't have gloves or nothing, but he's just, like, walking normal. Mm-hmm. And then there's this, like, Mexican couple coming, like, the other way. Yeah. Like, against traffic kind of thing. And the guy's a big dude, like hairy beard. It looks like he just don't care. And he's walking and he starts coughing and he spits up.
Oh, God.
And then he, like, sucks it back in.
Oh, my God.
Right?
I guess that's the best thing to do.
The old man in front of me turned to look at me. And, like, he had this look like he's about to die. You know what I mean? And then he turned his basket around real quick and started going the other way.
Dude, this
guy was like, and then, like, spit came out. And he, like that.
He did the bully move.
Yeah, and then, like, they just kept on going.
I wish he was holding the old man down and spitting right before it hit his face. He sucked
I mean, it sucked it. It was in, like, his beard.
That's fucking gross.
And it, like, sucked back in.
But I guess
it's gross, even without the corona thing.
I know. Like, I kind of wasn't even thinking about corona.
You know
what the fuck?
Yeah, he did that, and then the old man, like, turned. I guess he knew I was right behind him. He turned and, like, real slow and looked at me with this, like, shocked, like, we're all about to die.
Maybe we should build that wall.
And then, like, you know, like, took off.
Yeah, good for him.
I was like, what?
What he felt was what that old lady sweeping up felt at the store the other day.
When anyone would, like, cough, you can just see everybody look at that person and start getting further away.
Dude, it sucks.
Because, like, you can just, like, have a cold, or you can just, like, have allergies or something.
Or you can just be contaminating the whole western United States.
Because I had, like, some allergies because we were going up in, like, places we've never been before.
Yeah.
Trees and shit. So when we were in Colorado going and hiking and stuff, we all, like I and my son started, like, sneezing and stuff because we got, like, allergies and shit. And I was like, oh, no, I'm going to go to a store. I'm going to sneeze. Yeah. People were like, tackle him. They're like, don't tackle him. Like, don't.
Just shoot him.
But they shoot, like, a net over me. Right? They just made out of, like, toilet paper. And, like, they start pouring Dasani on me. Right? It just seems like, I keep saying Dasani because it seems like that's the only water anywhere.
We have some cheap shit.
Everywhere I've went, all they have is Dasani or Aquafina, and Aquafina's cheaper, so it's going faster. Dasani was like, one of my guys went to the store today, and I was like, yeah, I get some water, you know, for the shop. And he's like, he called me, and he's like, they're $5.98 a 24-pack. I was like, what?
What are they normal?
Huh? No, they're normally like $4 something or $5. So I was like, no, go to Dollar General. I was like, they're always $5 there. So I mean, he got four cases of them, but I was like, almost $6.
Dude, we should. I told my wife, and she said it's unethical. We should buy, like, all the tampons. Mm-hmm.
We know that's what those guys did with the hand sanitizer. Those two, like, young guys.
Yeah.
They bought, like, 1,700 or 17,000 bottles. I think that's what it is, like 17,000.
Smart.
Right?
People got mad, though, right?
Yeah.
What do you think stores do always? What do you think they're selling it for what they paid for it?
Yeah.
That's what I told my wife. She said, you can't do that. That's price gouging. I was like, yeah.
Purell's like,
capitalism.
Thanks for buying our product.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's like, what do you think stores do? When you go to the store and you buy, like, let's say, like, you buy that case of water for $4.99. Do you think they got it for $4.99?
No, they didn't.
They got it for, like, $1.
No, they got it for more than that. But, I mean...
But it's marking it up.
Yeah.
If I buy all the tampons and ladies start bleeding, you know.
Yeah, but see, they have a permit, a license to do that. He doesn't.
The government.
Yeah, they're paying to be able to charge.
The same government that's going to tell us we can't leave our house.
And also, they're going to end up selling it, and they got to get taxes, right? Or they got to end up paying it, you know?
I get
there's tax on water.
Get why gouging people in the bad... I mean...
You shouldn't tax water.
I'm half joking.
No one made it. They may have cleaned it. But yeah, I don't think you can tax
but they always say... If if a water company ever says, like, well, we have to charge a lot, like Fiji or whatever the real expensive ones are, they're like, we have to charge a lot because of it. It's like, what? You say you just dip it out of a mountain stream. Is that bullshit?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
No, it's bear shit.
Mostly. A little bit of moose.
I don't think there's bears in Fiji. Right?
I don't even know where Fiji is.
Right? I've seen Survivor.
It's tropical, though. I don't see bears out on the beach.
There's like a bear sitting there with glasses and a little, like, umbrella straw.
Yeah, he's drinking a Mai Tai or something. Yeah, I don't...
But I guess that's about like a camel smoking a cigarette, right? Why is he be smoking in the desert?
You're more likely to see a camel smoking a cigarette than a bear on like a tropical island.
Do
now
like
that
Indians
I said
smoke
it,
cigarettes?
everybody smokes
But
cigarettes.
not like Indians. I know like tobacco. I know they did.
Yeah, they
but no, I mean
they stand like this in front of tobacco
Indians,
stores.
right? That's what I always call them. Indians.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. In China, they smoke like fucking crazy. They say that's why, like, because people that smoke, your lungs are in bad shape and this disease fucks you up. Mm-hmm. They said that was part of the thing. Like, everybody there smokes.
Yeah, but hasn't there been like almost as many people, right, dead in the United States?
The last I heard was we were like the leading country of not deaths, but like cases.
Hell yeah.
I know.
USA's got a lead.
USA. USA.
We can do it, guys. Call me each other's faces.
It's just like the Miracle on Ice.
Trump's going to say social non-distancing. Right?
Come on, guys.
Hands across America.
I was gonna say.
Oh, shit.
Dude, if we could beat the Chinese finally.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Sure, you can do math. Add up these numbers.
Hands across
300
America.
million cases.
I want to put something online saying, the best time for...
Yeah, I'd like to share a Coke with my friend,
Oh, wow.
Don't wipe the top off either. Coronavirus cases, 858,371. 42,000 deaths. 177...
42,000 deaths?
Yeah. Is that
Dude,
bad?
you remember when it hit 3 and everybody was freaking?
No.
When it hit 3,000 in China.
This is the first time I've ever looked at the number.
That's like a car accident here.
3,000
For
in China is just a car accident.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know
They're tiny.
Bikes and shit. But I mean, like, no, but I mean, like, 3,000 people there compared to how many people they have, that's like a car accident killing like 5 or 6 here.
We know the little town it came from,
seems like-
Wuhan. It's like, I was always imagining like a village. It's a town of 15 million people.
God.
Yeah, everything there's like that. Some town you've never heard of. It's just like...
It's like 1A school.
Yeah, yeah. No, but it's like, it's not even a town. It's just like this area where some people live. It's like 12 million people.
Gosh.
The numbers of them is outrageous.
Yeah.
If half of them died, the number would freak you out, but it wouldn't look any different there. It's
And then,
still
like,
millions
you go
of
to the
people.
store here and you may see one,
Yeah.
but like out of 10 times of going,
Did I tell you about that time?
not like every time you go you might see one. It's like out of 10 times
like
you go to the
literally
store,
here.
you might see one.
Literally here, it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
But I went one time to the store here, just the regular store, and I saw these like Asian, like young men, Asian dudes, dressed like with like Nike jackets on, and like squatting, smoking cigarettes, and talking to gibberish.
What the?
And I would like rub my
gibberish.
eyes.
Their language.
This wasn't now. Now I would have like called the cops on them.
Yeah.
But this was like a while back. But they were like squatting down the way they do, smoking cigarettes and talking. And they were in like some kind of Nissan little car with like a spoiler. And I was like, the fuck? Like, am I in the wrong town?
Like Tokyo Drift coming in?
Yeah, it was
right?
weird, dude. But okay, so that's how many deaths. 42,100.
You're walking across the parking lot with Little Bow Wow, checking out these girls in short skirts. That's the only thing I remember about that movie.
I don't even remember
That and that guy from Texas. You're the guy from Texas on there.
Yeah, he was
Right?
He's like, I can drift, or however he talks.
That wasn't too bad. Actually.
Yeah, because me and him sound similar.
He's like a fat version of him.
I know.
Right?
It sucks because when you listen back to this, like you can hear how much each of us weighs. I'm like, oh, Dwight lost 3 pounds this week. Like, it sucks. Anyway, USA, total cases 188,000. Total deaths 3,800.
Oh my god.
So far we are in second place on
To
deaths.
who?
China, I guess. I don't
Dude.
know. No, Italy. Dude, Italy's kicking ass.
How many they got?
12,400 deaths.
Come on, guys, we can do it.
Dude, we can, seriously.
Dude, they got
We're
as much
gonna
as
lose-
us in China.
We're going to lose to Italy?
Wow.
Ugh. China is only... But
Yeah, hey,
China,
look at it
though...
this way. Italy isn't going to be winning any more soccer games.
No,
right?
no.
They're supposed to be like one of the better ones, right?
Yeah, I think they're pretty good at soccer and meatballs
Yeah.
or whatever. China only has 3,300. They're in 4th place. Well, maybe not even 4th. They're like in 5th or 6th. But... Oh, you can... Yeah. But, there's no way their numbers are accurate. China's like, yeah, just tell them, like, something. They're like, what's, like, average for, like, a normal country? They're like, tell them that we're that.
Yeah.
Sure. It started there. You all live in huts, millions in one little spot. You eat penguins or whatever, And you're saying that, whatever. But my thing is, I really am, I don't want people
Can
to
you
die.
eat penguins? I guess you can. But...
penguins, I bet people eat penguins. There's all these, like, scary charts where lines are just going straight up on, what are these charts called? Not float.
Graph?
Charts. Yeah, graphs.
So, anyways, China, you were saying, like, how China's just going to say, like, a number. Right? It was, like, 2,000 people, and then it's, like, 3,000 people, and they're like, oh, no more cases. We got it under wraps. Okay, so you're talking about 1.5 billion people over there, almost 2 billion people, whatever y'all have.
Yeah,
and then it's just like 3,000 people died, and then we got it done.
It's not even a big deal.
Like,
those numbers, it's like, yeah, why do we even hear about this? I feel like you're lying.
Yeah.
Like, if there's 2 billion of y'all, if 3,000 people here died.
Somebody had said something about, there's a possibility that a war could start because of Americans straight up blaming China.
Well, China's are blaming Americans.
Of this?
Yes.
How?
There's some, like, state-run...
Like, you fed me the bats. We bought the bats from y'all.
There's no way you could buy bats here.
Yeah.
But, so, there's some, like, state-sponsored newspaper that is putting out stories saying that they think that, like, Americans, like, started it there. Like, some American went there and infected China, like, trying to fuck them up. Because, there's been, like, since Donald Trump got in office, he's trying to, like, fuck with, like, trade negotiations and, like, shit like that with China. And, like, they've been kind of in a battle back and forth. You can tell how to, like, keep up with politics.
Yeah.
But the orange guy and the yellow people don't like each other. That's all I know. But,
Orange, you glad you didn't eat bat soup? Anyways.
So, I guess that some newspapers there are saying that they think Americans, like, caused it or spread it there or something. And then here, of course, everybody, like... I mean, they are feeling what the Muslims were feeling after 9/11.
See, when it first came out, I was really hoping it was like a monkey, right? A monkey got infected, right? And then it bit some guy that had a cage that came off of a ship,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen Outbreak too many times.
PETA comes and they let the monkey out.
Right? Morgan Freeman's flying an helicopter.
Yeah.
We're like, wait, huh? But I mean...
I was hoping more for, like, if it's gonna happen, I'd rather it be more 28 days later. First of all...
Like, people turn into rage, right? Because that's what 28 days later
zombie,
is. Because me and my wife actually watched... I've seen it a bunch of times, but she got to see 28 days later. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The first one, which was, like, horribly shot. The second one was a better picture.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's pretty good, though.
Anyways, she got to see it for the first time, and I was like, all right, this ain't The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
They're not like...
No, it's scary.
These are like, and like chasing after you. They don't got like fangs or nothing. They just will stop at nothing to get you.
Yeah, there's no
it's rage. So I was like, holy shit, that's pretty good.
I'd rather it be Walking Dead here. I wish that would happen because doesn't it seem kind of nice? The roads are like, there's no traffic, there's leaves on the roads.
Well, see, if something were like, not like 28 days later, but if something like that were to happen and just people like died and like were gone and everything, it's just peaceful,
Yeah, it'd be pretty nice. I mean, you're not going to have like TV and all that shit anymore, but you get the great outdoors, Dude, here's my thing. If it comes to apocalypse, what weapons are you like taking with you when
like
you and your
zombie?
Yeah, no. Like it's scary out there because like there's
like bad people, like The Road.
Yeah, like The Road. Yeah, except hopefully you don't teach your son how to kill himself, and then at the end you're not sure if he did or not. Or if that back.
I haven't seen the movie in a while. Thanks.
Oh.
I've seen it, but I was like,
I haven't either.
Like I thought I knew what it was about.
There's something at the end. Anyway, it's not important.
There's like bad people in it. I know that, and they're like hiding from them.
Okay, so let's say it's The Road. After all this, what are you taking with you?
Like
Can't stay here.
Or?
You live in a yellow house.
Like no more cars.
Yeah, where cars are not, but like weapons, like supplies. It sucks when you have kids. Used to thinking about this was awesome.
I'm like toilet paper and water.
Yeah. Now it's like
lampshades.
You're just a lampshade king.
People are coming to me to buy lampshades.
I mean, they're gonna need them eventually.
They're trading like deer skins.
Somebody trades his virgin daughter for 2 lampshades.
Oh shit. But anyways.
But like you can take a gun. Who you gonna call? I mean, I would call you, not because I think you're like the best to help me survive, but because we're brothers. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's better people I could call.
Like everything in life, though, that we've both gone through at either the same time or not, we've had to get together to, like, laugh about it.
Yeah,
That's
laughing.
always been the thing.
Well, you know,
like there's people fucking killing each other out there for lampshades, and we're sitting there making jokes about it.
Yeah, we would, because that's what we always did. There's things that we've been through together that are so dark we don't talk about it on here that we laugh through.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're gonna laugh through the apocalypse. You know, I'm making jokes now about killing some old lady, and you're spreading. I mean, although you did spread it through a bunch of states.
I didn't have it.
And I did spit in an old lady's mouth.
I feel like I had it back in December, like I've said before on one of the other episodes. I think this has been in the United States for a lot longer. I think this has been around the world.
It's been here a long time. It
longer.
helped build the railroads.
COVID-19.
I was just thinking chinks in general.
Oh, yeah. Anyways.
It would have been funnier if you'd have got it.
I was like, okay, I'm sure. COVID-19.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe it was in its preteens at the time.
COVID barely legal.
It's like the toddler form.
That's way not legal.
COVID for kids.
COVID bop.
Anyways. So, I think it's been around for a lot longer. I mean, because it was disguised as the flu, so a lot of people just, when they have the flu, they don't even go to the doctor for it. They just, like, wait it out.
Well, my stepdaughter and a few other people I know had what they were certain was the flu and got tested and was negative for the flu.
Oh, yeah, a lot. I've heard it already since this has been going on. This is where everybody's stories are coming out, you know?
Yeah.
And,
dude, I had something very similar to it back when I was 20.
I don't think it was.
I'm just saying. I thought I was
COVID too.
Yeah,
right?
It was COVID. I hadn't got the D yet. I was so sick. I thought I was gonna die. I like made my peace with death.
Wow.
And then remember Amanda's boyfriend at the time? Cecil. I came in. I was like delirious and seeing double, and like I was like in and out of consciousness. And he came in there. He's like, "Hey, try some of this." And he gave me NyQuil, and he had the little cup. He's like, "Ah, fuck it." He's like, "Here, just drink." And he like held it up. You know how like you would give your kid a drink of your soda, and he like held it up and was just like, he's like, there you go, like holding my chin, and like I drank most of a bottle of NyQuil, slept for 2 days, and woke up fine.
Yeah,
that's the
or you're still dead.
Yeah,
right. And this has all been a dream.
Some black dude poisoned me.
You've been in some kind of, you know.
I do remember though. The last thing I remember.
That wasn't lean. That was like lay. Right? That was lay down.
I do remember the last thing I remember that day was it was Christmas. Actually, it was like Christmas Day. Is that a black dude, our sister's boyfriend, was like feeding me, like bottle feeding me NyQuil, and then he's all bloodshot eyes because he was an alcoholic, and then him smiling, being like, "Now you'll be better." That's the last thing I remember, and I slept for 2 days.
He's like, or else.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like so deep, put his ass to sleep. Anyway, he might have fucked me. I don't know. I was asleep.
He was from prison.
Yeah. A prison tatted black guy.
Fed you something that it puts you to sleep.
He fucking Dr. Cosby'd me.
He gave you ZQuil.
Yeah. He straight up roofied me that night. Yeah. So it's very likely that me and my sister are Eskimo brothers. We both fucked the same guy. Shit. It only counts if you're hard. And I had way too much NyQuil in my system to have an erection. You ever drink NyQuil and try to jerk off?
No.
It's fun.
I have those pills I've been in, those chewables. You love gummies. You love sleeping, right?
Yeah.
I have chewable ZQuil.
Yeah, but those... Oh, ZQuil.
Yeah,
it's I want that.
A little purple...
My wife's like, hey, you know how you have trouble sleeping? I was like, yeah. She's like, try these. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, sleeping. But then I read it's like melatonin. I was like, this is dog shit.
Wait, what's in that?
Melatonin.
And what?
I think that's what makes black people black. I don't know. It's similar.
I think it's pigment.
Melanin.
Pigment.
Yeah. Yeah. We look like pig meat. They're pig
You're
meat.
drinking melatonin. You wake up and you're Wesley Snipes.
But anyway, she gave me these. She's like, these will help you sleep or whatever. And so I took like 2, and then like I was up for like 4 more hours.
ZQuil?
No, this is melatonin or whatever.
Have you ever taken ZQuil?
I've drank it. Yeah.
Just not the chewables.
I have turned up a whole bottle before. I have a problem. Like, I love downers and like sleeping medicine. I like to fight it. Remember, I did an episode on NyQuil one time. half the shit I said didn't make any sense, even more so than usual.
You were like, I thought that was all 110 episodes.
It was way different. It's way worse when I'm on the quill. But, yeah, so I took those little gummies, and they're like melatonin or whatever. And, like, it doesn't do anything. I took, like, 14 of them one night and was just sitting there watching TV. Like, I don't think it does anything.
You're like, I mean, that was like drool, right?
It doesn't make you like that at all. It's because it's not a drug. It's like a vitamin, you know? It's like when you have a cold and you drink orange juice. Like, I guess it kind of helps, but it's not like it knocks it out, you know?
You were like, yeah, I have one of those, like, orange, you know, it's one of those orange little pills. Vitamin C.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
emergency,
like,
right? Is that what it's called?
Like, nobody takes that in an
Airborne?
emergency.
Is that what it is?
It's Centrum?
No, that's vitamins, yeah. No, there's like an airborne, like, it's like a little orange. It tastes like orange.
Yeah, it looks like an orange.
It tastes like Tang, like in a pouch.
Yeah, Pootie Tang.
Right?
It doesn't taste like that. That's fish oil pills.
I was leading to that in my head.
Yeah.
Like, you just got there a little bit, you know?
Yeah. You beat me to a good Hands Across America.
Yeah.
That still hurts.
I'm still proud of that one.
Still hurts. And you said that we should buy up all the lampshades, and I said queen size fitted sheets. You beat me on that too. I mean, you're beating me right now.
I don't know why I thought of that.
I don't know, but I do want to hoard all the lampshades now just for the fuck of it.
Yeah.
My wife's like, "What's with all the lampshades?" I'm like, "I don't want everybody else
you
to
get like
buy
5 on one lamp. It's just stacked. You can't even see. It's dark.
You open a closet and it just falls all over you.
And they're so delicate. You know what I mean?
They're hard to transport.
You kind of have to like be careful with them.
They're hard to transport. Does anybody? I mean, have you ever bought a lampshade?
No, we actually need one, and I like refuse. They're expensive. I mean, it's like $4.98 for part of a lamp.
All you
like,
have
not
to
even
do,
functionality. It's just the shade.
All you have to do is buy the cheapest lampshade you can find, and then next time you're at a nice hotel, switch it out.
Really?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one to the hotel with me.
I'm just saying.
I'm like, hey, honey, right? Let's go on our anniversary, right? And we're loading up suitcase. She's got a bikini, right? She's like, we gotta get suntan lotion, right? She's bringing like chocolate strawberries, and I have a lampshade, right?
Oh shit!
I go up to the hotel desk, carry my lampshade, right? And I'm like, we're checking in for 2, right?
Just wear it as a hat.
I go in, I'm like, damn, it's the wrong size.
Just wear it as a hat, dude. But does your
all
wife...
that because we might get a decent looking lampshade.
I'm just saying, if you need a lampshade, you can get you know, you can do that.
That's probably the most ridiculous thing that anyone would ever, not just hoard.
Nobody would take to
it. You're like, hey, I can't sleep without this lampshade.
I think it's gay.
People ask if the TV works, if there was a refrigerator, right?
I think it's gay when somebody brings their own pillow when they go to a hotel.
That is pretty weird.
Like, what a fag.
I mean, like, bring your own blanket, because sometimes, like, it depends on what kind of a trash.
If you stay at a decently nice one, their blankets are good.
Yeah.
But, dude, how much is your wife into scammy type shit like that? Or does she just, like, don't do that all the time?
Oh, no.
Yeah, my wife doesn't. She, like, doesn't want any angles on anything like that. Like, I always tell her, there's so many. Like, here's one. If you want sheets, it's funny because it's sheets, but this is a real thing. If you want nice sheets for your bed, you go to, like, whatever place, like Walmart or something, or somewhere where you can get nicer sheets. And, all right, so you find the cheapest ones of the size you need, right? And the most expensive ones of the size you need.
Okay.
You take them out, you put the cheap ones in the packaging of the expensive ones, you put the expensive ones on your bed, you return the expensive one with the cheap ones in the package for a refund. Bam. So say one costs $70 and one costs like $10, you paid $10 for $70 sheets.
I get how it works.
Yeah.
I know that's what people were doing with Velveeta.
Yeah.
Which is a lot more near and dear to my heart.
You've done that, right?
Sheets. Yes, I've done it.
Because you told me and I did it.
I learned it, and then now they've changed the box structure to where
I know, they caught on.
Yeah, quick.
Yeah.
The sheet people haven't done it.
Because you told me one day.
Someone gets the 300, they think it's 300 thread count. They get home and they're like, God, it's fucking coarse.
Listen to
right?
It's
like sandpaper, right? He's over there sanding off his dresser.
you told me about the Velveeta thing.
The skid marks thing got kind of skipped, and that was pretty good.
Yeah, skid marks.
But,
So you told me about and if you're listening, if you want to know the Velveeta trick, maybe it'll work where you are. If they haven't changed the cheeses on you, you get Velveeta is very expensive. Velveeta block of cheese.
it's like $7.98.
Yeah,
right?
it's like $8. But then there's Easy Melt, which is like, I mean, they give it away.
Yeah, it's like $3.98.
It doesn't melt.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So you take the little silver wrapped big heavy block of cheese out of the Easy Melt and you switch it with the Velveeta in the Easy Melt box. I've done it.
So somebody's like, ooh, Velveeta, and they get home with Easy Melt.
Oh yeah, they try to make queso and they're like, it won't melt.
Yeah.
You can throw it at the sun, it just bounces off. But so you told me about that and I was like, dude, that's fucking like brilliant. So I would do it all the time, and you get free cheese or whatever. But there's a bunch of scams like that, and my wife is not down with them. Not down at all. She doesn't ever want. She's like, that's stealing, and I was like, yeah. Okay.
Well, see, there was one time.
Also, the sky's blue.
I wish we could have done this a long time again, or back then, because I have these certain undershirts I wear. Right, they're like the really long, nice.
Tall tees.
I think they're like Gildan is the brand or something like that. But years ago, like 7 years ago, when I first got these things, they were fucking awesome. But they only came there was in the package. It was a black, a gray, and a white. Right. So I wanted all black ones, but they didn't have a package for them. So my wife ripped into the bag of 3 different ones and put all the black ones in one.
So she does stuff.
Oh yeah.
You said she didn't.
No, I don't mean like fucking lampshades at the hotel.
Oh.
She's like, we do want a nice lampshade.
I'm telling you, if you float that idea to her, there's some nice ones at those hotels.
Actually, all right, so we went to a Holiday Inn, right, Express, and you know how they say you're not supposed to take the towels, right? They count them.
Yeah.
Like the people go in and count them. Well, we went to one with a really nice pool, and there was people left their towels.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So we took one. My wife's like, you're going to take that dirty towel? I'm like, these are nice towels.
You wash it.
Right? So anyways, I took the towel, and then now we've used it so much, it's like not a good towel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I go with the company I work for, always stay in this Holiday Inn.
Just switch it out.
Also, next time I'm just going to take it in my bag with me, and I'm going to just switch it out. And she's like, they're going to notice. I'm like, it has a tag that says Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
So they're going to have it. They're going to be like, how did this shitty fucking towel get through?
You're perfectly fine.
You know what I mean?
That's a perfect crime.
Every once in a while, I'll just keep flopping. I'm giving it back.
Yeah, you're not
I'm trading one of my towels for theirs.
You're technically not doing anything wrong.
No.
They give you those towels are for you to use. What's the difference if you use them at their house or yours? You know what I'm saying? Like if I tell you, like, hey, you can use my tiller anytime, and you use your tiller at your house, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're using it. You're giving it back. Here, I'll do you one better
Tiller?
though. I was trying to think of a garden tool.
I was like, what?
Because that's something people borrow. I don't have a tiller. If you're like, hey, can I borrow your tiller? I'm like, no.
Like, I've never had one.
Yeah. But, so I do one better. We went and stayed at a Holiday Inn Express, which is my favorite. I mean, it's my favorite because I can't afford, like, nice one, I get that it's not the nicest. Anyway, so my wife, she likes towels. Like, she'll always be like, are you going to steal towels? Like, she's scared to, but she wants me to because she wants towels. So, and I know, like, they count them or whatever. So I just was like, had the door cracked so I could hear. When I hear that little cart, I watch. And when that little Mexican lady's in a room, I just go to the cart and just fucking rake towels.
Fucking cameras in the hallway.
Rake towels.
And you'll take them all?
I've only done that one time. But yeah, I brought home like 6 towels.
God.
And wash rags. I think there was a bar of soap or 2 in there.
We're going to end up finding out that Holiday Inn has went down in stock, but it's not because of coronavirus.
It's because of the lampshades and towels.
Dude, I didn't think about hotels and stuff probably are like shutting down, right? Because people aren't traveling.
I mean, there's no way people are going to stay at hotels right now.
I know, like, cruise lines and shit like that. Like, stock went down, like, a third, you know what I mean? Like, 2/3 or whatever and more. I bought stock in a couple of them.
Cruise
like,
lines?
Royal Caribbean. It's like $30 a share, and it's normally $130 a share.
So you think it'll ever go back up?
Oh, it'll go back up. There's fucking cruises are going to people are going to go back on cruises, even though people are always getting sick on cruises.
Cruises are just notoriously nasty. And like,
yeah.
Remember that one that like the sewage backed up? There was like a foot of watery shit in the whole ship.
And people were on it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, they were stuck.
You're like,
every
what?
time a wave would come, a wave of shit would splash up on your bed. When they were telling me about it, it was like we got together to write the grossest thing.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, dude, let's try to like the grossest story, and that beat it, and it was real. And there was so much shit in there because those people
had to get like free cruises for the rest of their life. They're like, yeah, great. It was the worst experience ever. And you're telling me to come back and do it again.
I can go wait and shit for free next time?
That's
no, I mean,
insane.
I'm sure they got like a big, like, chunk of money.
Well, people that had cruise, this is what I read about. People that had cruises like lined up for the summer, they're all canceled, or all the ones so far have been canceled, and they got their money back and a credit for a cruise and like another 30%. So if they got like $100 cruise, they can get a $130 cruise next time for free.
That's not bad, I guess.
So I was like, damn. They're like,
have you ever like considered going on a cruise?
Yes, we almost did instead of our. Really? I was gonna go on a cruise, right? Instead of a 5-state like RV trip.
A 5-state cough fest.
Yeah, we're just like, where else can we go? We're like, we were gonna go to China.
We're gonna go lick bats in China and then spit in old people's faces.
There's great soup over there.
Well, the cruise thing, I always hear people saying like how cruises are for like white trash, and they're like, all you do is you just like hang around and eat and stuff, and I'm like, go on, because like buffet, you can go like.
They're like, well, it goes through a 4-day trip in an ocean of gummies. They're like, gotcha, right? You just dive in as soon as you get on the boat.
There are girls who just turned 19 with their legs spread, just sitting everywhere. I'm like, all right, but they said, from what I've heard, is it's like a 24-hour buffet. So like any kind of food you want, you can just go get it anytime you want.
Yeah.
So, like, the story I heard, these comedians were talking, they said they saw these two fat ladies with a plate with pizza on it, and on top of the pizza was macaroni and cheese. And I was like, that sounds good.
Wow.
I was like, I mean, I get that that's, like, gross or whatever.
They're just, like, getting whatever they can as much as they can.
Because their vacation is just, like, doing what they would do at home, but doing it on a boat.
So, what I've always heard from everybody is, like, it's just eating.
Yeah, that's what I've always
it's just
heard.
eating. It's just drinking.
Like, there's a pool, nobody fucks with the pool.
Yeah.
Unless you go on, like, the kid.
There's, like, pizza and, like, macaroni floating in the pool.
And some fat guy's eating it. He's on a pool noodle trying to get more noodles. But unless you take your kids and you go on one of those ones that's themed for kids, there's, like, roller coasters on it or something. I don't understand the scale of how big these boats are.
No.
Because in my head, I'm like,
I see pictures, I'm like, what? It looks like Disneyland on a boat.
Well, the amount of people that are on them is like 3 times the size of our town we live in.
Yeah.
It's like 6,000 or 7,000 people.
Yeah, and these things are like skyscrapers.
Yeah.
You're like, how does it not fall over?
It seems like we just tipped.
Yeah,
right?
just like, boop,
yeah. Yeah.
There's like physics to boats, though. So it's like,
I mean, I guess they figured it out.
They got more floaty stuff on the bottom than there is on top, right?
Dude, how metal airplanes can fly and like concrete is on boats sometimes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's like I don't get it. But yeah, anytime somebody tries to say what's so bad about cruises, it always makes me want to go. They're like macaroni and
people
pizza.
are in space in a tin can. You know what I mean? It's all like there's like nothing between them and death.
Yeah, I don't
just
get
like
how
sitting there sleeping. And they're like squirting a little drop of water and like sucking up. Like, you're like, you can just like one little thing go through the wall and you're all dead.
Yeah, you're all just dead
You know?
instantly. Like,
And they're like, yeah, we went to the moon in one of those and we came back in it. Yeah, we had a blast off the moon.
I don't get how a lot of travel works. Like if airplanes didn't exist and I was the smartest guy in the world, airplanes would never exist. I've seen and been on airplanes, and I can't figure out in my mind why they fly. Like, what makes them not? What they would just fall? They're metal, and they're full of fat people.
But I said there's lift.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
You lost me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? There's people that they say there's a little.
There's people that get it. I guess.
I've like studied the wing while I'm flying. You know, I've flown like 30-something times.
It looks like they
now.
like left a bolt out.
I've flown like 30-something times, and like the wing, yeah, sometimes it is like. It's moving, or a part of it's. We're going like 500 miles an hour up in the sky, and I was like, and this thing's round. It's gonna come off.
It's not
that
moving.
bolt is gonna end up loosening.
It's moving in a way it looks like it ain't supposed to.
Yeah,
it ain't moving like gracefully. It's like rattling. You're like, is the other one doing that?
Yeah. You're like, I can't see the other one. They do this on purpose.
They don't want you to see them both.
I'm like, look at the other one, and it's smooth. I'm like, is the other one supposed to be smoking?
There's a little gremlin on it.
Okay, anyways. All right, this has been episode 110.
Yeah.
Please like, subscribe, go out there, spread this, right?
Spread
across
this.
The world.
Write it in boogers on your grandma's forehead. The Bad Vibe Podcast.
Oh, shit. Dab it on her tongue every once in a while, like a little more wetness. Right? All right, now anyways, this has been episode 110. What else? If you're listening to this and you're not dead, right? You are the Bad Vibe.